You see, I need you to pause for a second, because what you're about to hear is not random, it's not coincidence, it's timing, God's timing, and His timing. It's never late, it's never early, it's always, always right on time. Even if it breaks your routine, even if it don't match your calendar, even if it flips your plans upside down like a page in the wind, His timing doesn't answer to your schedule, and trust me, that's a good thing. Sometimes you think God forgot you. You look around and you see everybody else getting blessed, relationships blooming, promotions flying, money rolling, dreams unfolding. And you feel like you're stuck in a waiting room with no name being called. But what if I told you that waiting room is holy ground? What if I told you the delay was not punishment, it was preparation? See, we live in a microwave world. We want instant everything. Instant results, instant answers, instant peace. But God, oh, He ain't working on a microwave. He's working on a slow, burning fire that refines gold. And guess who's the gold? You are. He's shaping you, molding you, strengthening you for something bigger than you ever imagined. That no you got last week, that door that closed, that thing that fell apart, it wasn't rejection. It was redirection. He's saving you from something small to position you for something sacred. But I get it. It's hard. Waiting is hard. Trusting what you cannot see, that's the challenge, that's the test, that's faith. And let me tell you something. God is not going to give you something your character can't hold. He loves you too much to let your blessing destroy you. So He builds your soul before He brings your breakthrough. He delays it not to tease you, but to teach you, to deepen your roots before He grows your branches. You ever seen a tree in the middle of a storm? The ones with deep roots, they don't fall. They bend, they flex, they shake, but they stand, and that's what He's doing to you right now, deepening you, rooting you, preparing you for storms you don't even know are coming, because the blessing He's planning for your life, it's heavy, and He don't want it to crush you. He wants it to carry you. Sometimes what you think is being withheld is really being perfected. That person who walked out, that opportunity that vanished, that dream that didn't bloom when you wanted it to, that wasn't failure. That was God editing your future with wisdom your eyes couldn't yet see. And if He's silent right now, it's not because He left. It's because He's working behind the curtain, and when He's done, when the time is right, oh, you better believe it's gonna be something you never expected. So don't scroll past this moment like it's ordinary, because this ain't ordinary, this is divine. This is the reminder your soul needed, that God's timing is not just perfect, it's personal, it's for you. Every second, every delay, every detour, it's designed to strengthen your faith, expand your vision, and show you just how intentional He really is. And when it all comes together, when the doors open, when the blessing drops, when the peace flows, you'll look back and realize it didn't happen when you wanted, but it happened when you were ready, because God's timing doesn't operate on your clock. It moves by His wisdom, and His wisdom never fails. Before we continue, take a moment to pause this video and do these 3 things. Hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, help us reach 1,000 subscribers, and leave a comment with the number 77. This powerful number will send a deep signal into the universe and align your spiritual energy with God's purpose. Now listen, because this one's gonna sit deep in your spirit. You ever look back at a time in your life when everything was falling apart, relationships broken, dreams slipping, finances dry, health weak, and wonder why God let you go through it? Why He didn't step in sooner? Why He didn't pull you out when the pain got loud and the silence got heavy? I know that feeling. You pray, you beg, you cry out, but it feels like heaven's ignoring you. But here's the truth, and it's not easy to hear. The storm you hated was the blessing you needed. See, some of us only learn to pray when the rain starts falling. Some of us only learn to trust when we're drowning in questions. God knows that comfort can be a silent killer. It lulls us to sleep, it numbs our purpose, so what does He do? He shakes us, He rattles the floor we've been standing on too long, not to destroy us, but to rebuild us. Stronger, wiser, more aligned with His purpose. You don't grow on mountaintops. You grow in valleys and storms. Storms break things, but they also build things. They build your endurance. They teach you how to worship with wounds, how to praise in pain, how to stand even when your knees feel weak. Because if you never went through that dark season, you wouldn't have known what real light feels like. If you never got hurt, you wouldn't have learned how to truly heal. The pain gave birth to power. I want you to think about something real deep. That season you were crying over, that betrayal, that disappointment, that delay, you thought it was a curse. But what if it was God's way of getting your attention? What if it was His way of protecting you from something that looked good, but was never meant to last? You were begging for sunshine, but He knew you needed a storm to uncover your strength. That heartbreak you cursed might have saved your future. That job you lost, maybe it pushed you toward your calling. That friend who switched up on you, maybe God removed them because their loyalty had an expiration date. You see, God ain't just concerned with your comfort. He's concerned with your character. And if He's got to shake up your world to wake up your faith, He'll do it. Not because He's cruel, but because He's committed. Committed to the version of you that you can't even see yet. He sees what's on the other side of that storm. He sees the growth, the blessing, the purpose that's coming. You just see the rain. He sees the harvest it's preparing. So stop asking why me, and start asking what are you teaching me? Because if God allowed it, there's something in it. There's a lesson, there's a breakthrough, there's a new level. The storm wasn't meant to sink you. It was meant to send you to a deeper faith, a higher calling, a stronger walk, and one day you'll look back and say, "Thank you, God, for the storm. Because it broke everything in me that was never supposed to stay. And it revealed everything in me that you had planted all along. Because sometimes the storm you hated was the blessing you couldn't live without." You know, life has a strange way of taking things away from you when you least expect it. You think you've got it all figured out. Your plans are tight, your goals are mapped, your heart is invested, and then boom, something gets stripped. Someone walks out, an opportunity disappears. A door slams shut so hard it echoes in your soul, and you're left standing there asking, "Why, God?" But here's what you didn't see coming. What you lost was never meant to break you. It was meant to make space for what you prayed for. You see, sometimes we hold on to things that are too small for the future God has for us. We cling to people who were only assigned to a season. We chase dreams that were born out of fear, not faith. And God, in His divine love, will begin to remove them, not to punish you, but to prepare you. Because that thing you cried over, that person who let you down, that job, that plan, that lifestyle that slipped through your fingers, it had to go. It was taking up the space God needed to use for something greater, and I know it hurts. Losing is painful. Letting go isn't easy. You pour your time, your energy, your heart into something, and it feels like it vanished without warning. But maybe it didn't vanish. Maybe it was uprooted, and anything God uproots, it's because the soil wasn't right. The roots weren't deep. The foundation couldn't hold the weight of the blessing you've been asking Him for. You prayed for peace, but you were holding on to chaos. You asked for purpose, but you kept clinging to comfort. You begged for a new beginning, but wouldn't release the old story. So God stepped in quietly, carefully, intentionally, and He began to clear the room, remove distractions, detach you from things that were good, but not God. Because He's not in the business of giving you leftovers. He's preparing something divine, and sometimes preparation feels like loss before it feels like gain. You ever try to fit a new piece of furniture into a room that's already full? It don't matter how beautiful it is. If there's no space, it can't fit. That's how your life works too. God will not pour blessings into a life that's too cluttered with what was never meant to stay. So yes, it might feel like He's subtracting. But subtraction in the hands of God is often addition in disguise. Maybe you lost that relationship because your soul was outgrowing the connection. Maybe that career didn't work out because God knew it would cost you your integrity. Maybe that dream fell apart because it wasn't big enough for your destiny, and maybe, just maybe, what you thought was rejection was actually God saying, "Hold on, I've got something better." You prayed for more. You cried out for change. You whispered in the dark, "God, please make a way." Well, this is Him, making a way, and sometimes making a way means removing the weight, clearing the space, making room for blessings you can't even imagine yet. So don't mourn what you lost too long. Don't get stuck in a chapter that God already closed. He's the author, He knows the ending and what He's about to write next in your life. It's going to be beautiful, powerful, and worth every tear you cried in the waiting, because what you lost, it made room for what you prayed for. You know, we all like things to go the way we plan. We want things to happen when we think they should. We want everything to unfold in the timeline we've set for ourselves. But life has a way of teaching us that delay is not denial, and that's a hard pill to swallow. Because when you're waiting on something, someone, some breakthrough, it feels like the world is moving forward and you're standing still. But here's the truth: delay is not denial, it's divine discipline, and there's a purpose in it. See, the thing with delay is that it's never about what's not happening. It's about what's happening inside you while you wait. God is not in a hurry. He's not rushed by your sense of urgency, and His timing isn't dictated by your impatience. He's operating on a plan that's bigger than your timeline, and while you're stuck in the middle of a waiting room with no answers, God's preparing you for what He's about to drop into your life. But He's got to get you ready. Ready spiritually, ready mentally, ready emotionally, and most importantly, He's got to get you ready in your heart. Think about it. When you wait, you grow. You learn patience. You learn trust. You learn how to lean on God when you have nothing else to hold on to. And we don't learn those things when everything is going smoothly. We don't learn them when we're on top of the mountain. No, we learn them in the valley. We learn them in the quiet moments when the world is silent, and our prayers feel like they're just echoing back at us. And here's the thing, that's not a setback, that's God building a foundation. He's getting you ready for what He's about to do, but He needs to see how you handle the wait, how you handle the silence, how you handle the unanswered prayers. Because if you can't handle the wait, you won't be able to handle the weight of the blessing when it arrives. It's like when you're lifting weights. If you try to skip the reps, if you skip the resistance, you won't build muscle. It's the struggle, the resistance, the challenge that strengthens you, and that's exactly what delay does. It builds your spiritual muscle. It's God's way of strengthening your character, your faith, your ability to endure. Because there's more to this journey than just the destination. The person you're becoming in the wait is just as important as the blessing that's coming. In fact, it's more important. You ever look back and realize how much stronger you were after a difficult season? How much clearer your vision became after you made it through a struggle? That's what delay is all about. It's about preparing you to carry the blessing. It's about building the kind of resilience that will make you appreciate what's coming. And when it comes, when the door finally opens, when the breakthrough arrives, you'll look back at the delay and thank God for every moment of waiting, because it wasn't wasted. It was a season of preparation. God is not ignoring you. He's not leaving you hanging. He's working. Behind the scenes where you can't see, He's moving mountains, breaking chains, setting things into place. But He needs you to trust the process. He needs you to trust that His delay is not a denial of your prayers. It's the process of refining you for what's coming next. And when it comes, it's going to be more than you expected. So while you're waiting, while you're feeling stuck, while you're feeling like it's taking too long, remember this: delay is not denial, it's divine discipline. God is preparing you for something greater, something bigger than you've ever imagined. And when the time is right, when He opens that door, you'll be ready, because you didn't just wait. You grew, you evolved, You became the person capable of handling the blessing he's about to release. Delay isn't the end. It's just the beginning. The beginning of your next chapter, your next level, your next blessing. And when it arrives, it will be exactly what you needed. You know, there are moments in life when it feels like everything is falling apart. You're holding it together, doing your best, fighting through each day, but it seems like the more you try to push forward, the more the weight of the world presses down on you. You get knocked down. You get tired. You start to question if it's all worth it. But here's the truth you need to hear. Your struggle wasn't just random pain. Your struggle was a setup for strength. When you go through hardships, when you face challenges, when life hits you with its hardest blows, it's easy to think that it's the end. But let me tell you something. That struggle is not there to destroy you. It's there to develop you. It's there to build something in you that you wouldn't have found otherwise. Strength isn't built on easy days. It's not forged in smooth waters. Strength is built in the storm, in the fire, in the moments when you have every reason to quit but choose to keep moving forward anyway. That's where real strength comes from. Think about the process of refining gold. Gold doesn't just become precious by sitting there looking pretty. It goes through the fire. It gets heated. It gets tested. It gets burned. But when it comes out, it's stronger, purer, and more valuable. That's what God is doing in you. Every challenge, every obstacle, every moment of pain is part of the fire that's refining you. And when you come out of it, you won't just be surviving. You'll be thriving. You won't just be healed. You'll be whole. See, when you go through struggles, it's easy to feel alone. You wonder why God isn't answering your prayers. You wonder why He's allowing you to go through this. But God isn't punishing you. He's preparing you. He's building in you a foundation that can withstand anything life throws your way. He's building a spirit of resilience. He's teaching you how to fight with faith. He's showing you what you're capable of when you lean on His strength and not your own. The struggle isn't the setback, it's the setup. It's God's way of showing you how strong you truly are when you stand with Him. And the beautiful thing about strength is that it doesn't just show up when everything is going right. Strength shows up when everything is going wrong. It shows up when you've been knocked down and you're still getting up. It shows up when you don't know how you're going to make it through, but you keep walking by faith. And with every step you take, you're building the kind of strength that cannot be shaken. You're building endurance, character, and a spirit that knows how to rise, no matter how many times you fall. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying that the journey won't be hard, because it will be. There will be days when you want to throw in the towel. There will be moments when you feel like you can't keep going. But that's when you've got to remember, your struggle is a setup for strength. It's preparing you for something greater. It's shaping you into the person you need to be to carry the blessing that's coming. Every challenge is building your capacity to hold more peace, more wisdom, more strength, more purpose. So don't get discouraged. Don't get disheartened when life seems hard. Don't get stuck in the idea that this pain is for nothing. It's not for nothing. It's for your strength. It's for your growth. It's for your future. And when you make it through this struggle, when you come out on the other side, you'll be able to look back and say, "That's the moment I found my strength. That's the moment I realized I was built for more than I ever thought possible." Because your struggle wasn't meant to defeat you. It was meant to make you unbreakable. It was meant to set you up for something bigger. And the strength you're gaining now is only preparing you for the victory that's about to come. Keep pushing, keep trusting, because your strength is rising, and when it does, it's going to carry you further than you ever imagined. You know, there are days when it feels like everything is going wrong. You've been through battles. You've faced the storms. You've experienced the pain, the loss, the disappointment. And in those moments, it's easy to think that your purpose has run out. You look at the struggle, and you start wondering, is it worth it? You wonder if you've missed the mark, if you've missed your calling, or if maybe it's too late to do what you were meant to do. But let me tell you something. If you're still breathing, purpose ain't done yet. God is not finished with you, not by a long shot. If you're still here, if you're still walking, if you're still fighting, then that means God has not given up on you. You're still in the game. You've got more to do. You've got more to give. And just because the path has been tough, just because the journey has been long and filled with obstacles, doesn't mean you're done. It means you're being prepared for the next chapter, the next level. You're being shaped for the future God has already written for you, a future that's far beyond your current circumstances. You see, it's easy to think that your purpose is over when you're in the middle of a trial. It's easy to assume that what you're facing is the end of the story, but that's not the truth. The truth is that your trials are part of the process that's preparing you for the next step in your journey. Every challenge, every heartache, every setback is just a stepping stone to the greater purpose God has for you. And no matter how hard it gets, no matter how many times you feel like throwing in the towel, remember this. If you're still breathing, purpose ain't done yet. God has a plan for you. It's a plan that doesn't rely on your past mistakes or your present circumstances. It's a plan that's rooted in His love, His wisdom, and His timing. And no matter how long it takes, no matter how many times you stumble or fall, He will keep moving you forward, step by step, toward that purpose. And when you finally step into the fullness of what He's prepared for you, you'll look back at the struggles and realize they were the training ground, the foundation for the greatness that was coming. The thing about purpose is that it's not something that can be taken away. It's not something that can be lost in a moment of failure. Your purpose is eternal. It's rooted in who you are, in the gifts and talents God has placed inside you. And no one, no situation, no mistake can ever erase it. You may go through seasons where it seems like you're not making progress, where it feels like you're stuck or lost. But I'm here to tell you, if you're still breathing, if you're still standing, your purpose is still alive. Sometimes we get caught up in thinking that we need everything to fall into place right now. We want instant results. We want everything to happen on our terms. But God works in His own time. He moves when He knows we're ready. And if He's not moving as quickly as you'd like, it's not because He's forgotten about you. It's because He's preparing you for something even greater than you can imagine. He's strengthening your character, developing your resilience, and positioning you for the blessing that's on the way. So keep going, keep moving forward. Even when it feels like you're walking through the storm, keep walking. Even when it feels like you're surrounded by obstacles, keep pushing. Because the moment you give up is the moment you walk away from the purpose that's been waiting for you all along. And I know you've been through a lot. You've been through pain, rejection, disappointment, and struggle. But those things don't define you. They refine you. They make you stronger. And when you're ready, when you've learned what you needed to learn, when you've grown into the person you were meant to be, God will open doors that no one can shut, and He'll fulfill the purpose He's placed on your life. So as long as you're still breathing, remember this: purpose ain't done yet. Keep trusting, keep believing, keep moving forward, because the best is yet to come. Your purpose is still unfolding, and it's going to be greater than you ever imagined.